You guys were asking, by the way, hello, everybody. Again, Joe McCall here. Sorry for the delays and glad you guys are here. This is my monthly inner circle coaching call. And I love doing these calls because it's an opportunity for me to answer your questions, to talk about what's working today, what we're doing in our business, and how you could maybe replicate a little bit of our success and do what we're doing. Here's the thing I want you guys to know, as I'm pulling up the questions. We do have a place where people can ask questions in advance and see if we have any new ones here. I have two new ones. All right, so we'll answer those first. Here's the thing I wanted to say to you guys. We only teach what we do. It's pretty simple. It's not that hard. We do deals. We still do deals today. I'm doing more and more vacant land deals. Gavin, my coaching business partner, on the coaching side of the business, still doing a bunch of house deals. And so it's not theory. It's not something that used to work a few years ago. We're actually doing deals today. And I hope you are as well. The reason why we're teaching these things is to help you do more deals, make more money. Cool. All right. So there were two questions that were submitted in advance. If you're on this call right now, you bought one of my courses in the past. You bought one of my courses in the past. Maybe you're watching later on in YouTube or something like that. This is not the normal coaching calls that I do. I have a coaching program, which is different. If any of you are interested in that, we can talk about that later if you want, but I like just coming here and answering questions. And then before we went live with the video and all that, I asked people to tell me what are some of the things you want me to talk about. And so those questions came in here in the chat. But Lee Brown asked a question here. I'm going to answer it real quickly. He says, I have a question. My company's name is registered. Does that mean I have a logo already made for the company? Not sure I understand, Lee. If your company's name is registered, that's cool. Go ahead and get a logo. I mean, I would probably recommend finding a logo on Fiverr.com, Fiverr, Fiverr. And that's a good place to get cheap logos done. But here's the thing. Lee, how many offers have you made in the last week? That's the real important question you should be asking. All of you all listen to this. What does it matter if you have an LLC, if you have a logo, if you have all your entities lined up, asset protection figured out, if you have a business checking account, if you have all of the stuff, it's important. If you have all that stuff now ready, but you don't have any leads, you're not talking to sellers, you're not making offers. So I would tell you guys, don't worry about getting an LLC and all of that until you're actually doing deals, until you're actually making offers. Then focus on that. All right. Another question from Sean. I have a seller that said to me, I would consider an immediate sale with a lease back to me under a 1-year lease. I'm not sure what this means. I'd like to know before I reach out back to them. I did ask if they had 3 to 5 minutes for a quick conversation, but they have not replied. I don't mind that. I just want to know what they need and what they mean by that. What's the best way to handle it? Okay, good question. First of all, it sounds to me like you were texting them back, right? And when it comes to texting or cold calling, you want to get on the phone with them as quickly as possible. So you might be having a VA, virtual assistant, doing the cold calling for you. You might be sending text messages out. Anytime they come back with a reply of, yes, maybe I'd like to sell, but I don't, any kind of like anything that's not a no, go to HE double hockey sticks. You want to call them back immediately. You don't want to answer their questions by text. If you can, you want to call them, get them on the phone and ask them what they mean by that, right? You don't want to get back and forth in an email text exchange. Okay. So this person, it sounds like it's maybe not a motivated seller. They might sell it, but they want you to rent it back to them for a year. I would never, ever recommend that. It's always bad news. So when you buy a house, seller has to leave. It's just not a good thing to do, because here's what happens. And I've seen it happen to other investors I've heard horror stories about it. It's not happened to me. This is what happens. You buy a house, maybe you take it over subject to, you let the owner stay there. They're leasing the house from you. Guess what happens in 6 to 8 months? The same thing that happened that got them in trouble before. They're behind on their mortgage payments. You got the mortgage caught up. Okay. Now everything's good. They're now late. And then what do? Well, you evict them. You file eviction proceedings. What are they going to do? Wait a minute. You can't kick me out of my house. They're going to think that you're doing that. Then they're going to get mad. They're going to forget about all the good things you did for them and how you saved them from foreclosure and you brought their loan current or whatever their situation was. They're going to forget that. And they're going to be like, you're taking advantage of me in a bad situation. You're stealing all of my equity. You can't kick me out of my house. It doesn't matter what you did in the past or where they were in the past, right? That does not look good on the local news. So you understand what I'm saying? Especially if it's an elderly person, you're kicking them out of their own house. I don't like it. Don't like it. I'm wondering if anybody else has similar experience, but I just don't think it's going to be good for you doing that. All right. Those were the last of the 2 questions that were submitted in advance. Those of you guys on the Zoom right now with me, I was asking you all to please retype some of the things that you want me to talk about. And you did. So first thing that came up from Shelly is selling land on owner financing. How do you do that? Well, here's the thing. What I'd tell you, if you're looking at a particular county, go find somebody else that's already doing it and see what they're doing. Because that's your competition. When you're looking for buyers, your buyer is looking at your lot and those other lots that are available for owner financing. So you need to know what they're doing. Not saying that you have to copy them. All right. So one of the places you should go is landwatch.com or landsofamerica.com. Go to Zillow and Facebook Marketplace. See who is advertising vacant land in those counties and see how they're doing it. It's pretty simple. You're going to get a down payment. You're going to spread the payments for the rest over time. You're going to use a contract for deed or a land contract. So they don't get the deed until they've paid you off. And you're going to start collecting payments. There's different services to do that. A lot of people use what's called GeekPay, GeekPay.io, geekpay.io. Some people use a service called MoonClerk, 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 MoonClerk. And just Google them. You'll find them. And one of the things about that, though, is both of those services, I think, and I may be wrong, but they use Stripe. And Stripe may not like it. So you need to have a backup, because if Stripe shuts you down, you need another way to start collecting payments. One of the things that I've not done this, but I'm looking into it, is if you go to Zillow Property Manager, and you can pay them to be your property manager portal. You can do this at Zillow under the property management section or apartments.com. So if I just Google right now, Zillow Property Manager, there's a website, Zillow Rental Manager. I'll share my screen with you guys right now. All right. And list your rental, screen tenant, sign a lease, get paid, all in one place with Zillow Rental Manager. So you can add a property in here. I don't know how much it costs. Price my rental, maybe? No. So just put it in there and pretend kind of like it's a rental property. And instead of signing a lease, they're signing a land contract. And this allows them, you can take applications if you want, but this allows them to, it gives the tenant or your buyer a portal. They can log in. They can sign the documents in here. You can collect rent payments. And so it will allow the buyer, the tenant, to pay either by in their checking account or a credit card every 2 weeks when they get paid, or once a month. So you can see my screen here. You can set up payments. Easy for landlord and renters. It's more convenient for everyone. Get paid with more predictability. Rent payments are deposited directly into your account. Plus, renters can set up Autopay, so you know when you'll get paid each month. No checks, no hassles. And you can pay by bank account, debit card, or credit card right here. All right. And it's free for landlords. Why is that? There's no fee for tenants who pay with ACH. So ACH comes directly from their checking account. Tenants can also pay the rent with a credit card or debit card for a small fee. So the tenant pays the rent. Have peace of mind with each transaction. Set up online payments in a few simple steps. So connect your account and verify your identity. Invite your renter to pay online using this ACH credit or debit. Payments are deposited directly into your account. Okay. How do I get started? Do payments tab. How do online payments benefit my tenants? How much does it cost to use? It's free for landlords and free for renters if they pay ACH. Tenants will pay 2.95% fee when they use a credit card, and a $9.95 convenience fee for debit payments. So ACH is better and faster. And there's also, when it's coming directly from the bank transfer like that, ACH, you can't get chargebacks. How long will it take? Usually 3 to 5 days to get your money. So it's pretty amazing. Just pretend like it's a rental property. I've not done this. I don't know anybody who has, but I kind of like it. You can post your properties. Now it's not going to be in the for rent section, so you might not want to post a property, but you can screen people here if you want as well. You can sign your documents for the lease in here. Pretty cool. If anybody tries this out, let me know how it goes. You can also kind of do the same thing with apartments.com. Rental manager tools. Find renters, screen applicants, sign leases, collect rent. And I think they report online rent payments to TransUnion Credit Bureau. Okay, and Cozy used to be cozy.co. Oops. They used to be a big online collection company. Yeah, but Cozy's moved to apartments.com. All right. Don't know if it'll work, but give it a shot. Try it out. There was the other service I was talking about was moonclerk.com. You can be up and running, accepting recurring and one-time online payments. I know some people do that. Then the other one is geekpay.io. Now this isn't going to be cheap. So there's going to be a lot of this is really good for if you have a lot of properties, okay? And there's another service here. Let me check. Okay. Yeah, there's a couple other companies that I'm looking into right now. We use GeekPay, if any of you are asking. So one of them is madisonmanagement.net. These are note servicing companies. myfci.com, notecollection.com, and noteservicingcenter.com. So here's some sites that I know other people use. Madison Management. So just madisonmanagement.net. Just Google that. They service loans. myfci.com, myfci.com. They've been in the business for a long time. So the borrower can log in, you can log in, you can start loan servicing through these guys. Then there's Evergreen Note Servicing. This is a company that's been around for a long time. I've used them before I used to do some land contracts for houses. So these guys have been around a long time. You should check Evergreen out. And then there's one more here, noteservicingcenter.com. All right. There was something else, but that's it. Now, when you're advertising your properties, let me show you kind of what I was talking about before. Lands of America. If you go to landsofamerica.com, and let's just look at Texas. All right. Let's look at includes residents. No. Available. Let's apply filters. Oh, let's look at price. Let's look at maximum 100 grand. Let's do max acres 5. There's 3,800 listings under 5 acres, under 100 grand in the state of Texas that does not have a residence. You scroll down here to owner financing. Just click that. Apply filters. There's 303. Now that doesn't mean there's more, but that means they checked the checkbox that said make owner financing an option. All right, let's just look at this first one here. agtpropertiesusa.com. Only 800 down, 800 a month. All right, see how they're kind of advertising here. Taxes, 120 a year. No RVs allowed. No mobile homes, no manufactured homes. HOA, 125 a year. Owner finance is available. It's a tiny little lot, but guess what? They're selling these things. You can view their website. So if I'm doing vacant land in Texas, I'm not sure where this is yet. Look at they're accepting Bitcoin. Owner financing, 40 grand. Scroll down, see what they're doing here. It's available. Now it looks like they have a form here on the right. I think this is just a way for you, to reach them and contact them. If you look at some other properties, you'll find, let's look at Tundra Land Investments here. Notice how these people are advertising properties. They got a street view. Notice how they do a little box here. You can get virtual assistants to do that for you. From Google Earth, see where the lot is, kind of where it's near. Some pictures. All right. Then let's look at their website. Notice how when they're in their listing, they're giving the GPS coordinates, legal description, road access, power, septic is required, owner finance. All right, let's scroll down some of your property website. Cancel. Oh, this is the same thing over here on the right. It's a different website, is it? Huh? Maybe not. It's got the same form here on the right. Interesting. All right. I'm trying to find, it's a popular service. It's a website called, I bet you this is it here. Owner finance. Oh yeah, this is MapRight. Property website. I think I've seen these guys before. Dang it, it's not. This is a third different website that's kind of built by the same company, isn't it? Sometimes you can see who the website is powered by. Yeah. Anyway, there is what's that guy's name? REI Conversion. REI Conversion websites. All right, this guy, forget his name. He's been on my podcast. I'm sorry. This guy, super nice guy. He's got a great website for your land investing. And he's got it set up where with their website, it's called REI Land List. You can advertise your properties, and there's a real simple way you can have a button in there for your owner financing deals, and you can link your owner financing. You can capture payments and things like that. So let me show you my website, dreambigland.com. We're still kind of tweaking it and stuff. But here's one of the properties we sold recently. This is an REI conversion website. You can have your pictures in here. It's really nice. There was a button that's not working now because it's been sold, but you can have a button for if you pay cash, this button. And then if it's terms, you click this button. All right. And it'll take them to the Geek Pay or the Moon Clerk or whatever it is that you're doing. Some people say if they're doing owner financing, they just pay a deposit online. They click this button to do a deposit. Then they take the rest of their order over the phone that way. Trying to think of a good example. I can't right now, but anyway. So owner financing, you notice a lot of these guys, they charge these doc prep fees. We charge $500 for closing. So it's basically, we're not paying that, the buyer is. And sometimes we'll charge an extra $5-10 a month if they're paying with a credit card. So we make them pay those costs. All right. Anyway, I hope I answered the question about owner financing. The big point I wanted to make is see who else is doing it in your county, see what they're doing, try to walk through how they're doing it. You can see their websites. Sometimes you can see their websites here. The land box. Sometimes they have a phone, a website, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you click on their name, it brings you all of their properties, and you click on website here. Oh, I like this little graphic here. You pay a deposit, you sign the agreements, you enjoy your land. Let's look at one of their properties here. All right, this is interesting. See, it's just cash or terms. If you're doing terms, you pay a doc fee and a little down payment. So in terms, they're advertising $7,500 down, $675 a month. 0 interest rate. So I've seen people do 0 interest rate, 10% interest rate. It doesn't really matter. You're getting the same money because if you're not charging interest, you're just raising the price higher, right? So if you want to pay in cash, there's that option as well. So if I do terms, click add to cart. This is for the down payment, the doc fee, and the cash deposit. The down payment will be applied towards purchase price and is refundable. Doc fee is non-refundable. Click add to cart. And what does it take you? I'll put you over here into the cart and you can check out. So I'm not sure what they're using here. Maybe it's Moon Clerk. Something, and you pay them $37.50 right here. At one time we were using Samcart for collecting payments. If you've heard of Samcart. And through Samcart, we were using Stripe, I believe. All right, anyway. Let's go to the next question. Offer calculator. Yes, somebody was asking about that. And hopefully I can log into my membership website because I couldn't last time I was doing this. I know my team can log into it, but I couldn't for some reason. It's not letting me do it. All right, quick. Let me message my team. Hold on here. Dana, Sam, Gavin, Whitney. Okay, so I'll answer that question where the calculator is as soon as my team sends me the username and password to get in. Land or wholesaling? Hayes has a good question. Which direction should I go? Seems like you're headed towards land. I am, yes. So I've done lots of houses. I've done lots of lease options, lots of cash wholesaling deals. I like vacant land right now because It's simple, right? It's different. It's new. I just like doing new things sometimes. And it seems like there's so much less competition. I like that. Also with houses, direct mail is really, really hard for houses. I don't like doing cold calling or texting, although it works. My team does it. Gavin does it. I just prefer to talk to people who are calling me. And there's no better way to do that than direct mail. Google pay-per-click, Facebook ads, that works well, but it's expensive. I like the fact that I can send a cheap little 40-cent postcard. I get a 3% response rate on that. With houses, you might be lucky if you get half of 1% response rate. I'm getting 3% response rate. So the response rate is 3 to 4 times higher. I get people that call me. I don't even talk to them until I send them an offer and they accept the offer. So I'm not even, if we're not even, there's no negotiating and trying to build rapport and I'm doing all this sales trickery stuff. It's just, here's my offer. If you want it, take it. Great. If not, sorry, I'll follow up with you later. I'm going to follow up with you every 30 days until you do sell it to me or somebody else. But like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like you don't have to learn any sales training skills. I mean, it would help. You don't have to. You send them an offer, you talk to them if they take your offer. Some people send direct mail and it's just the offer directly, bam, right there in the letter. In the first initial letter, they send the offer. So for me personally, I like vacant land. Wholesaling still works. It still works. In fact, I say this all the time. If you were to take me away from my family and I had to make $5,000 before I go home, I might do houses first because I know that would be the fastest way to make some money, right? I don't have to send direct mail, wait for 5 days to get leads in, send offers, wait for them to respond. With houses, I can get on the phone and just call a ton of realtors, a ton of landlords and property managers, find a deal, make some more phone calls and find a buyer for the deal. So I know with the phone, I could probably make the money faster with houses, wholesaling houses. Does that make sense? All right. So my text is lighting up. Thanks. Please send me the password for the username support@joemccall.com. All right. So, all right, it worked. Okay, good. You guys were asking about sorry. You guys were asking about the offer calculator. And if you're watching this, you have access to Kajabi where all of my membership sites are, okay? All of my products are in there. And I'm going to show you in just a second here. I don't know why this isn't working. All right, now let me go to preview. All right, boom. I'm going to share my screen here. A lot of people are asking this automated offer calculator. What are you talking about? So in Kajabi, I have access to everything in here, right? So all of my courses are in here. Challenges, books, boot camps. Like if you get VIP access to one of the boot camps that are in here. So when you go to members.joemccall.com, members.joemccall.com, I'm going to put that link here in the Zoom chat for you guys. You'll see all of the stuff you have access to. And if you don't have access to it, and you should, then send an email to support@joemccall.com. Support@joemccall.com. If anything I'm showing you now doesn't make sense, you don't have a username and password, send an email to support@joemccall.com. Or when you log in, when you go to members.joemccall.com, you'll see a forgot password thing there, right? So let me show you what I'm talking about. So if I go to members.joemccall.com, I'm going to share a different screen here. You're going to see this, right? So you need to sign in. If you don't know your username and password, click right here, forgot password. Put in your email, and the system will send you a password back if you're a member. Cool? All right, now let me share my screen again because I want to show you this automated offer calculator. If you have any of my courses, you should have access to this automated offer calculator. By the way, you can get all of these courses and stuff on your mobile phone through the Kajabi app. There's an app called Kajabi. So get that. All right. Now I have a calculator in here somewhere. It is called Automated Offer Pro. Boom, it looks like this right here. Automated Offer Pro. It says course, but it's not a course. It's a software. Click that. Come on, baby. It's establishing a secure connection. There we go. Here's a video on how to use it. Here's the calculator right here. Boom, click on that. And it does this. There are 5 pages. Your info, property info, after repair value, cash offer, lease option, owner financing. All right. Let's do this. Somebody in the Zoom chat give me an address. And let's just make an offer right now so you guys can see how to do this. You know what? I don't want to wait. Let's just find one on Zillow. No, let's find one on Redfin. Check this out. I like going to Redfin to look for deals. Let's do Little Rock, Arkansas. How about that? Little Rock, Arkansas. I'm going to click remove outline. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I want houses only. I want properties under 125,000. I want properties that need work, right? All filters, I want time on Redfin longer than 60 days. And I probably, let's make sure that's over 50 grand. Between 150, 50 and 150. All right. There's a bunch of properties here that haven't sold yet. Why? What's going on? Well, let's look at this house. Looks like a daycare, like an old abandoned daycare or something. I don't know. No yard. It's decent inside, but this, this listing was, the pictures in this listing are taken from an iPhone or something like that. There's water damage on the ceiling. The kitchen, super small, needs a bunch of updating. Right. There's a reason why this house hasn't sold yet. It doesn't show well, does it? And it's overpriced. This is a full rehab. All right. Maybe not full gut rehab, but yeah, you need new floors, new paint. It's off of a busy street. They need to rake their leaves. It's a beat up house, right? It hasn't sold. It's 2 bedrooms. Let's just see where it is if I look at the map. Let's zoom out. Let's make sure it's not out in the sticks. Well, it is kind of out in the sticks. All right, let's make an offer on it anyway. Let's make a lease. Let's make a cash offer, a lease option offer, and an owner financing offer. What do you say? So Redfin estimate is about 150, 125 here, isn't it? All right, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. Let me open up my calculator here. I put my company information here, Chamberlain Holdings, my name, my business phone number. This is the stuff that goes on the letter. I'm going to click next. Now I put the seller's information here. I can get that from PropStream, but let's just say the seller's name is Tim Smith. And the address of the property is copy, paste. So I'm going to cut, paste the city, Arkansas, cut, paste, boom. All right, so maybe the seller lives there I don't think so. I think it's a rental property, but we could put the seller's address right here. 123 Main Street. Let's say they live in Des Moines, Iowa, or Des Moines, Ohio. And the zip is something like that. All right, next. After repair value. Well, Redfin says it's worth, what did I say? 125,780. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to find the ARV, the after repair value. Let's look at this house up on Zillow and see what they say it might be worth here. Oops. Sometimes it'll tell me, sometimes it won't. There's estimate 129. Of course, there's estimate is what their asking price is for it, right? Sometimes I like to go to realtytrack.com. And let's put that property in here. This is weird. They're saying the list price is 55 grand. I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense. All right, so valuation. This is interesting. Adam Data Solutions, they say the property is worth about 55 grand. That doesn't sound right. So I'm going to take it with a grain of salt. Let's look at what realtor.com says. All right. The list price is 129, but if you scroll down, there is sometimes, depending on this, if I zoom in, you see home value. All right. You want to make sure you're over to the right, kind of there. Core Logic says 145. Quantarium says 131. Kind of depends on where you are here in this thing. So Core Logic is 145, 400. I don't remember what I said, 145, 400. You know, we could do list price, 129. We could add that in here, couldn't we? And then Quantarium is 131, 700. All I'm doing is I'm looking for like the different values, the estimated values from Redfin, Zillow, CoreLogic, list price, you know, other sites like that. And then finally, I like PropStream, PropStreamJoe.com. By the way, could you have a virtual assistant do all this for you? All right, let's put that property right here. Let's look it up. What does PropStream say? The owners owned it for 7 years and 11 months. They say it's worth about 134, 185. Who knows, right? So if you average all of them, the average is about 132, 510. They're asking 129. Do you wonder why it hasn't sold yet? They're asking too much. So obviously it's not worth 129, even for an investor, even for a rehabber. Why? Because it just hasn't sold. It's on highway. It's on a highway road. So what are we going to do? I don't know. Let's just say here, you have to pick the ARV you want to use. I'm going to say, man, if it's fixed up and nice, I could maybe sell it for 130. So I'm going to use 130 for the ARV. All right. Fixed up. Click next. Now we're looking at our cash offer. There's two methods for cash offers. ARV, that's the Mayo formula, right? ARV times 70% minus repairs minus your fee. The other method that I like to use is the average of the lowest solds. right? So let's look at this. ARV discount. Usually you do 70%. Square footage of this property was 1296. When I'm estimating repairs, I do price per square foot. It's going to be a mid-level rehab. I'm going to say $25 a square foot. It's going to be 32 grand. And I want to make at least a $10,000 wholesale fee. My cash offer one's going to be 48,600. You may be like, what? Are you crazy, McCall? They're asking 129 and you're going to offer 48? Yeah. Yes, I am. All right. Yeah, you're fine. Hi. Okay. Then let's look at the average of the lowest solds. And this is why one of the reasons why I like Redfin, because I'm going to click on this here. I'm going to click map nearby homes for sale. And then right here, because that house is in the center of this map, right? I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I'm going to change for sale to solds last year. Click done. I'm going to add some filters in here because there's some new homes. I'm going to say houses only. I'm going to do max 1,500 square feet. Year built. It had to have been built before 2000. I think our house was built way before that. So there's no matches, but let's zoom out. Still no matches. Let's zoom out again. This is the problem you have when you're in the country, right? Zoom out again. All right, now we get a bunch of them, right? Sort this by price. Here we got 20,000. Now these are properties way over here, but those are the closest comps. 21,000, 30,000, 40,000, 45, 48, 49, right? You can also get comps here from PropStream. Click comparables. It only gives me one in the half mile. Let's make it 1 mile. See if we get more. There's still only one. Let's do 2 miles. Still only one. Let's do 4 miles. Now we got 2 of them. It's crazy. In the last year, let's do 5 miles. Do we have any more? Anyone? So sometimes in these small towns, it's hard. You just have to kind of like get it at the lowest price that you can and see if if anybody would buy it. You can also get comps from Freedom Soft. Let's do 7 miles. Dang, look at that. 10 miles. I'm wondering if I'm doing something wrong. PropStream, David, will do sold comps. They will not do MLS comps. They pull their comps from the county, from county records. So for whatever reason, that comps, they're not showing up there. And I think it's just because, again, it's way out in the country. Let me zoom out on this map. The Little Rock is way up there. Hot Springs is way down there. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of, you're not going to get many comps just because of how far away it is. 15 miles. Oh, whatever, I give up. But I got some here from Redfin, right? And because I just clicked the minus button, it keeps on zooming out. I'm just going to go with this. And let's do one more filter since I have so many of them. Let's do minimum square feet 1,000. Now there's 73. So I'm going to take the average of the lowest 5 or 6. Now you could put them in here individually, but just in the sake of time, let's say our lowest was 30. We have another low one for 40. We have another low one for 45. And we have another low one for 47. Okay. So the average is 40,500. Usually we want to do a discount of like 80%. So now I have 2 different methods of cash offers. Method 1 is the Mayo formula. I'm going to offer 48,600. Method 2 is 32,400. You got to choose the one you want to do. I'm just going to do 50. I'm going to do 50 grand earnest money. Let's do 1,000. Let's do 500. And I'm going to make an offer. What's my deadline for the offer? Let's do Tuesday the 22nd. Click next. Now I'm going to do lease option. Would you do a lease option on this house? You need to decide where'd it go. This one right here. Are you going to want to do a lease option on this house? No, I don't want to. It's just weird. Like this thing in the front yard, I don't know what that is. It's like there's not even street view there. This looks like maybe it was a gas station or something. Like there's yeah. Isn't this weird, right? I can't make the screen any bigger. Well, maybe I can a little bit. There you go. That doesn't help. Something weird right there in the front yard. I wouldn't do a lease option on this thing, right? I might do an owner financing. So we can just kind of skip that. Oh, I do need to put the market rent. What do you think this house would rent for? And I usually get that from Zillow. Somewhere in here, you'll see the estimated rent. Somewhere, 866. So let's say 900. Okay, let me just show you. Let's say you wanted to do a lease option on this. So you base your estimate for a lease option of 85% of the ARV or the as is values. The as is value is about 97,600. I want at least about 15% equity. So I just select 15. So I'm going to make an option. I'll make an offer for 82,960 as a sandwich lease option. I'm going to rent it out for 900. I usually want 25% of the rent for cash flow. So I'm going to pick 25%. So I'm going to pay the seller $675 a month. And I usually pay them, $1,000 option deposit, and I want to do 5 years. It has to be numbers. So I'm going to do 5 years. A wholesaling lease option offer, I'm going to offer them the as-is value, $900 a month in rent, $100 down, and 2 years. Next, now it's owner financing. On this type of house, I would do more owner financing, because it's just kind of a beat up, weird, funky house. What price the seller wants, or the as-is value? Let's just do 100. I'm not going to do any discount. I'm not going to do any down. And I'm going to offer, you can do 50% of the market rent. So I'm going to give the seller 100 grand. You might even get away with doing 120 grand or something, but like I'm going to do 100 grand, 0 down, $450 a month, principal only payments. Let's say the seller wants a down payment. Well, okay, I'll do 5% down, but I want a 10% discount. So I'll give her $4,500 down, $90,000 instead of $100,000. I'll pay $90,000, and let's say she wants interest. I'll do 3% interest only, and I'll do a balloon in 10 years. All right. So now I've just put in my stuff, and what this software does is now gives you different letters. One of them is it's a letter of intent for a cash option, sandwich lease option, and an owner financing principal only payments. The second one is cash, sandwich lease option, wholesaling lease option. The third letter is cash, owner financing interest only payments, and owner financing principal only payments. And the other thing is a 1-page letter, which gives them 3 options: cash, sandwich lease option, owner financing. All right. Now, all of these are Word documents, so you can edit these and play with them. Let's look at the first one here. I'm going to open it up, and it's going to open up in Word. So I'll kind of show that to you. There's also a cash offer only option. I'll open that and show it to you. There's the 1-page letter. I'll show that to you here in a second. And then I also have a blind owner financing offer that you can use. All right, so now let me share with you something new. I'll share the. All right, so here is, let me just find the one I want to show you first. Okay. This first one that comes up, just a cover letter. Hey, Tim Smith, it was great talking to you today. Here's a lease option proposal. And it's going to give them a cash, 50 grand, sandwich lease option, 83 grand, Owner financing, 100 grand. So the price goes up based on these options. And you can change, this is all Word, right? So you can go in here and change the amount, whatever you want. Then it has a page of what a lease option is and the summary of the benefits and frequently asked questions. Okay. Then the next one is this is a 1-page letter. It's just a simple 1-page letter. Cash, lease purchase, seller financing. There's no supplemental things behind it. So like what I would do is if it's a cold lead, I would send this letter to the cold lead. I would save it as a PDF, upload it into FreedomSoft, do click to mail, email to mail, send it to the seller in the physical mail. Hey, it was great talking with you today about your house. Here are some different options we might be able to offer to buy your house. Cash, lease purchase, seller financing. That's one of my favorite letters right here. It's simple, 1 page. Just send that every week to them. Every month. All right. The next letter is the cash offer. And I really like this one a lot. If I'm going to send them a cash offer, this is a 4-page document. Okay. This sheet of paper is worth 50 grand for the next 30 days. Dear Tim Smith, this offer is good for 30 days from the top of this letter. Call me if you have any questions. All of this is Word, so you can change it and edit it, right? And here's the 1-page cash contract. Purchase price 50 grand, earnest money 500. You have 60 days to close. It can be extended 30 days. And this offer expires February 22nd. All right. Then the next page is a summary of the benefits that you'll experience when you sell your house to us. And there's different ways to sell your properties. Go through all this rigmarole or sell your house to us, get a check at closing. Super cool, simple. All right. Then the final thing I wanted to show you that you can get from this is this. It's called this. I call this a blind owner financing offer. And sometimes I send this to people that I know have a free and clear house that it's listed for sale. So you could go to Redfin and you could say, show me all the properties that have been on the market over 60 days. And then you can download that list. You can upload it to PropStream, and PropStream will tell you of those 100 properties, here's 50 of them that are free and clear, don't have any mortgage. And then you could send this letter to the owners of those properties. It just says, this is a formal offer to purchase your property. Dear Tim Smith, my name is Joe. I'm writing you because I'd like to purchase your property located at blank. Hopefully I've done my research. I have the right person. My company is here in the city, wherever you are. We're an investment firm that specializes in buying properties like yours in the Hot Springs area. With that in mind, if you would consider seller financing, I would like to make you a full price offer on your property. We can buy it as is and close on any date you choose. I realize this may seem a little out of the blue, so please forgive me if this letter seems too forward. Oops. Hold on here. I'm trying to zoom in. The reason why we can offer you market value for your property is because of our long-term buy and hold approach. That's, you got to give them a reason why. They're thinking you must be a scam. Why would you offer me full price for my property? Because we can, because of our long-term buy and hold approach. So if you're interested in selling now to us, you can avoid the typical costs that eat away at your equity, like agent commissions, improvements to please a picky buyer, or lowering your price to meet an appraisal or strict bank requirements. I am so confident that we can offer you more than anyone else for your property. I've included a letter of intent for you to review. Please look it over. Call me if you have any questions. Please keep this letter for future reference if now is not the right time to sell. By the way, this isn't a solicitation to list your house. We want to buy it. If your house is already listed with a realtor, please give this letter to them. That covers you with the whole realtor stuff. Now, the letter of intent, it's just that. It's not all it is. We'll buy it for one. No, they're asking 129, right? If you want to change it, just change it to 129. We'll deposit earnest money to here within 24 hours, zero down, $450 a month. Okay. Approximately 222 months, which is 18 or 19 years. We'll pay all property taxes and insurance. We'll close at a title company. Now, if they want a down payment, it's price or terms. All right, I'll make you a down payment, but instead of 100,000 or 129, it'll be 110. They want interest. All right, well, I'll give you interest, but I'll do zero down. I'll do 115, and my first payment will start in 6 months. Like, there's so many different things you can negotiate. I have one student that negotiated a lease purchase on a handyman special deal, and she negotiated with the seller. I collected 100% of the rent. I'll give you full price, on a lease option, 5 years. I collect 100% of the rent for the first 2 years. And then the next 3 years, we'll split it 50-50. Seller said, fine. As a 5-year lease option with the seller at a full price. She's collecting $900 a month from the tenant buyer. She keeps 100% of that for the first 2 years. The next 3 years, she gets $450 a month. And then the house needs work. So she advertised it as a handyman special, found a tenant buyer to go into the house and is fixing it up as they're living in it. Cool. All right. We are just at an hour. We just passed an hour. I want to see how you guys are doing. And I'm looking at your chat here. Let me see if I can answer one or two of them really, really quick here. When you send out land mailers, Joe, are you sending up follow-up letters? If so, how often? Yeah. So when I send an offer, I send them an offer and they don't respond to the offer. Then I send them another offer every 30 days forever. And we also follow up with text messages and voicemails and things like that. I am creating a land investing course. Yes. Thank you, Hayes, for the nice words. Right now, it's only for coaching students. By the way, if you're interested in getting some coaching and some help, we have a brand new coaching offer that is unlike anything else out there in the entire world. And I'm going to give you a link right now. And I'm going to show it to you. If you're interested in getting some one-on-one coaching and help from us. All right. If you go to madbootcamp.com/now, madbootcamp.com/now, let me put it in the chat so you guys can just click that link, madbootcamp.com/now. You're going to get 6 months of coaching. We have a new land case study. I'm creating a new course and we start in a week from now. We're going to, I'm going to be teaching a vacant land course on Tuesday. We do group coaching calls on Thursday. You get to Voxer me for 60 days. Voxer is a smartphone messaging walkie-talkie app. We have a creative financing partnership program where if you have a seller is interested in lease option or owner financing or subject to, and you're not sure what to say, we'll get on the phone with the seller, with you and the seller, we'll get on the phone. We do daily Zoom mastermind and coaching calls every weekday. We have a private Facebook group. We have quarterly in-person meetups. We'll buy your house from you if it meets our minimum criteria or your vacant land. If you need cash to buy your deals, we have proof of funds letters. You can use our money to buy your deals. We have one-on-one accountability. You get special access to all of our courses. We have special FreedomSoft support. You get access to our pre-trained virtual assistants. We guarantee your results. Bottom line, if you don't triple your investment in the coaching back within 6 months, we'll give you it back. But you have to do what we tell you to do. And basically, you're going to tell us what you want to do. So we're going to help you come up with a marketing plan. We're going to hold you accountable. You have a scorecard. You have to report on your results. So like we're telling you what to do, you should be doing anyway. And if you do it and you don't make your money in investment in the coaching back, we give you your money back. It's like an absolute no-brainer. All right, now here's some fast action. We extended this deadline because we're doing a webinar today. So if you sign up by tonight, we'll actually set up a one-on-one strategy call with you and me, or you and Gavin. So if you're doing houses, it'll be Gavin. If you're with me, and we'll help you pick a county, do the research, and set up everything. We'll get the list. We'll help you skip trace the list. We'll set it up into the FreedomSoft and all of that. Help you find, hire, and train virtual assistants to do your cold calling, to do whatever. We'll buy your lists. We'll build your list for you. Seller's list or an active buyer's list. We'll skip trace them. And we'll set up your first marketing campaign. Okay. You're either, if it's direct mail or cold calling, and we'll help you hire your first virtual assistant, either for cold calling or for vacant land. So if you're interested in that, again, madbootcamp.com/now, madbootcamp.com/now. All right. There were some questions that I was answering here. Go back to them. I have not done Facebook ads for land. I know people that are. See, direct mail just works. Like, why not do it? It's like, it works really, really well. What are the minimum costs to start a land business? Great question, May. You're going to need FreedomSoft. That's $197 a month. You need a CRM. You don't have to use FreedomSoft. You could use Google Sheets if you wanted, but you need at least a phone number. You could use your cell phone. but you need a virtual phone number to send and make and receive phone calls and do texts and stuff like that, send offers. You're going to need, I recommend $1,000 budget at first for your direct mail. So you need to get a list, which is going to cost you a few $100. You need to mail that list a 40-cent postcard. So, plan on about $1,000 for your first direct mail campaign. And here's the thing too, you're going to find that in any kind of business, whether you're doing houses or land, you're going to be spending about $500 to $1,000 in marketing per deal. That's just the investment in the system, right? So like would you spend $1,000 to make $10,000? Yeah. If you use a virtual assistant full-time, it's going to be anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a month for a full-time virtual assistant, but you don't have to have a VA to begin with. I hope that helps. Would it be legal to offer a rent discount for tenant buyers who set up Autopay? You can certainly do that. And I've done that before, but it wasn't Autopay. It was if you pay your rent early or on time, not a second late, I'll give you a $25 refund every month. Actually, what it was a $25 gift certificate to Domino's Pizza. So if they paid their rent on time, they get a $25 gift certificate every month to Domino's. And I stopped doing that after a year because it was such a hassle, like getting the gift certificates and mailing them. And man, they were upset too. If they paid their rent on time and their gift certificate to Domino's was a couple days late, oh my gosh, you would hear from them. Cool. David's been using Zillow Rental Manager for several years. It works good. David, I'm curious if you're still here. Have you used it for anything other than rental properties? Do you use it for owner financing or vacant land or anything? Yes, Eustace, the courts do not like leaseback arrangements either. David, you have a question about you tried loading your vacant land list into FreedomSoft, but was not able to locate the reference number to load into FreedomSoft. When you're mapping your fields, you need to make sure you're mapping your fields. You may need to create a new custom field. So I hope that helps. The other thing is you have to make sure the deal type is changed to land. The deal type needs to be land. What would you suggest on how to do lease options or subject to deals in the high priced areas? Man, I wouldn't do lease options or subject tos in high priced areas unless you knew it could cash flow. Where do you find the score sheet download? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Susan. If it's like a scorecard or something, they're in the course. I'll put one for you guys right now in the Zoom chat. Just 1 second here. I think this is what you're looking for. Let me get the link. Marketing plan scorecard. All right, I just put it in the Zoom chat. So it was David said it was just a rental. David, do you think you could, you know Zoom Rental Manager better than I do. Do you think you could put a vacant lot in there and just start collecting payments on that? And one more question from Nick. Have you ever used a seller financing strategy for sellers? So if I ever bought a vacant lot with seller financing, I have not thought about doing that. Here's the deal though. I mean, I'm got plenty of deals as it is. It's hard to keep up with just offering cash. So it's kind of like, I'm not having any hard time buying these things at huge discounts with cash. So it's kind of, if it was getting harder and harder to get deals at a significant discount, like if it was getting harder to buy properties at 25 cents on the dollar with cash, then I might start offering owner financing. But I mean, it's a great idea. You certainly can. Yeah, David is saying, I think land would work in Zillow. Okay, nice. You made a video a week or two ago on loading a land list into FreedomSoft. I can't find the link. All right, David. So that's going to be, remember I was showing you guys Kajabi. Let me go back to my courses, and I'll show you. We did that challenge, right? Like, let me find it here. I got a lot of stuff in here, don't I? It's crazy. What's going on? Here it is. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. If you're a coaching student or you were a VIP member of that last challenge that we did, it was called New Year, New Market, New You Challenge. There's a VIP experience right here. And if you click this, it's called New Market Challenge VIP experience. So like here I'm in the Kajabi Joe McCall membership. You click on my courses. All of the courses you have access to will be in here. What this one has the replays of what you were just asking about, David. Okay. And my over the shoulder videos are here and Gavin's are right here. So every day for 9 days, Gavin and I released a video of us going through a market and doing marketing. So David, in fact, for all of you guys right now, I'm just going to put this in the Zoom chat. If you have a Kajabi username and password, you'll see it. If you don't have access to this, you can get it. You have to pay for it though. And just go to email support@joemccall.com. So in day one, I showed how to pick a market. Day two, I pull a list. And I think in day 4 right here in this video, I showed how to import it into FreedomSoft. I think I might have done it in day 2. I forget. Each of these videos are like 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes long. So you can kind of dink around through them. And when I do my course, I'll be spending a little bit more time walking through those kinds of details. But here's the thing real quick, and then I'll end it with this. When you are importing and doing this techie stuff from spreadsheets into FreedomSoft, and you have to worry about how to format the spreadsheet and make sure you're mapping the fields and all right. If you're completely lost by that, do not even attempt to do it. Don't even try to do it. Get a virtual assistant and get somebody else to do it for you. All right. Send them my videos of me doing it and say, listen, go watch this video, go do what Joe just did. And that's what you need to do. And you can find somebody on Upwork or Fiverr to do that for you for $5 to $10. Okay. Just give them the videos of me doing it. Say, hey, do this for me. Here's my FreedomSoft account. And you can find somebody on Fiverr or Upwork for $5 or $10. All right, guys. I think I got through all the questions. Appreciate you all. Yeah, Shelly, what's Kajabi? LOL. Kajabi is my membership. All my courses and stuff are in there. It's been a good day. I mean, good start to the day. How about that, guys? Ed's got a comment here. I've gotten really great results from my digital marketing clients with online display ads that are hyper local focused on the owner's mailing address at a cost of about $3.50 to $4 per 1,000 views. And I do 6 views a day for 90 days. Total cost is about $2,000 for 1,000 owners. I'm curious if you have tried this strategy before. No, Ed, and I'd be curious. Again, though, I'm open to trying other marketing channels, but direct mail is working so well right now. It's like I might consider doing Google, Facebook ads, after I'm doing all the direct mail I could do, and that's probably never going to happen. Like I can tell you this, if you were to send out 1,000 postcards a week, which would be 4,000 postcards a month, which would cost you about 4,000 a month times 0.4. It's going to cost you about $1,600 a month. Okay. 4,000 postcards. You're going to be getting 120 leads per month from that. And you should be getting a contract every 30 leads. So you should be getting 4 deals a month from that. If your average profit, let's be conservative, is $7,500, 4 times 7,500, you should be making 30 grand a month. So would you spend $1,600 a month in direct mail to make $30,000 a month. Like, and I'm being super conservative here, right? Like, you can have more leads than you can handle. If you're doing 1,000 postcards a week, you're going to need to hire help. And you may not want to do that. So you may just do like 500 postcards a week. Oh yeah. So you still do direct mail. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. I'd be curious to know how you do it. And if you wanted to send me some results and like show me how you do it and what you do. And I just chatted with you in Zoom, my email address. So go ahead and just email me back some, like, do me like a Loom video or something. Show me what you do, give me some examples, and show me some of your results. And if it's working for you, I'd like to know more. Yeah, maybe you're onto something. All right, guys, appreciate you all. See you later. Today's Thursday, the 17th. I'm taking tomorrow off. My daughter has a gymnastics tournament. I'm going to go watch her. And so I have a 3-day weekend. I am going to work a little bit, but I appreciate you guys. You're awesome. Go to madbootcamp.com/now, madbootcamp.com/now.